Before we put our battery box back in the bike, we need to deal with this module here. It won't go under the seat anymore, so we're going to relocate it next to the battery box. So I'll go ahead and push this little button right here, this little tab, and then you'll have to rock that out of there. Now I took mine out earlier so it came apart real easily, but you're going to have to really pull and rock that back and forth to get it apart. And then whatever you do, don't lose that little green gasket that's down inside there. So go ahead and separate that, and then we'll continue on. Okay, we're going to relocate that module that you just took off the bike. We're going to relocate it on the right side of this battery box. So if you'll notice here on the box, I've drilled 4 holes, 2 there and then 2 on the bottom. They're about a ½ inch apart, and they're about 3-inch spacing here. What we're going to do is we're going to take the module that you just took out, and we're going to put the rubber sheathing around it again, like that. And then we're going to drill, those holes are to, the holes are to match these slots that are in the rubber. And we're going to wrap wire ties around that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Go to the next frame and see how I've mounted that before you drill those holes, and it'll make sense. This should show you how it mounts to the side of the battery box here. Now the most important thing is you don't want the back of the module, to be back behind this lip here, because your suspension comes up in there when you hit bumps, so you don't want it to hit that module. So make sure it's ahead of that, and then I'll show you the front view there. That's how it mounts on there. And then I'll show you inside. You want to pull those wire ties really tight, so you don't want them to interfere with the battery inside. So anyway, I think you can see them down in there. And there it is. The wire ties are just in here, but they won't affect the battery. So go ahead and wire tie that rascal on there, and then we'll put this battery box back in the bike. Let's mount the battery box back on the motorcycle. Now, just for your memory, this is the screws you use. They're the ones that have the little shoulder right here next to the head. Those are the ones that hold the plastic tray on the bike. Make sure the little shoulder goes down in the plastic. And then, if you'll notice, I've run the wires up through the hole here. This is your ground wire for your battery. This is the positive. And then you'll have make sure you connect this connector back on. Snug that up good. And then before you got this connector here too, so before you connect that, make sure you put the little cover over there before you connect that back on. And then your 2 fuses are on the sides there, just in case you blow a fuse, you can replace those. So, and I think you can slide this off without disconnecting that connector. So anyway, there you have it. Go ahead and put that back in there, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I put a piece of white paper in here so you can tell where that connector is, but that's there's the module that you fasten to your battery box. Go ahead and plug this back in. Make sure you give that little click when you plug it in there. And then I'm going to pull the paper out, and then I'm going to wire tie this. I'm going to wire tie the cable to that brace right there. So, and this is your connector you'll use to hook up your wiring. So do that before you put your battery in.